A dozen coaches and test proctors indicted in the nationwide college admissions scandal. They were arraigned in federal court in Boston today.
Among them, former URI women's tennis coach Gordon Ernst. He's accused of accepting bribes while he coached at Georgetown. He resigned from his position at URI on Friday. Now, all of today's defendants are charged with racketeering conspiracy for allegedly accepting bribes and falsifying applicants' athletic profiles to ensure students were admitted to elite schools.
Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado was in court for today's arraignments, and she's live now in Boston with the details. Steph?
Today, 12 of the 50 people charged in Operation Varsity Blues were arraigned in court. They include coaches, SAT proctors, and 2 of the people who worked for William Rick Singer, the ringleader of this entire alleged college admissions scandal. Former University of Rhode Island tennis coach Gordon Ernst leaving federal court in Boston after pleading not guilty to racketeering conspiracy. Are you denying the charges against you, sir? Ernst saying nothing as he walked down the street, released on bond.
We have no comment. We pled not guilty. We're going to fight it in court.
The accusations against Ernst refer to his time as a tennis coach at Georgetown University, not URI. According to an indictment, he allegedly accepted $2.7 million from William Rick Singer's college consulting business. The indictment says, quote, in exchange for the bribes, Ernst designated at least 12 applicants as recruits for the Georgetown tennis team, including some who did not play tennis competitively, thereby facilitating their admission to Georgetown. Prosecutors say even before Ernst was swept up in the larger criminal scandal, Georgetown was investigating the admissions issue internally in 2017. Yet he was hired by URI in 2018 as the women's head tennis coach. A spokesperson for URI says they only received positive references about Ernst and spoke directly with the Georgetown athletic director, who did not report any personnel issues or investigations into their former coach. And I reached out to Georgetown University as well to ask why they didn't tell URI about this internal investigation. A spokesperson just got back to me and said it was widely known that Mr. Ernst had been on leave since December 2017 and had not been permitted to coach students since that time. And Ernst did resign from his job at URI on Friday. Coming up new at 6, we'll talk more about the other folks arraigned here today and what's next in this enormous criminal case. Live in Boston, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
First new details at 6 on today's federal court appearance by the former URI tennis coach charged in a sweeping college admissions bribery scandal.
Gordon Ernst was one of dozens of defendants arraigned today in Boston. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado was there for all of it, and she joins us now live in Boston. Steph?
Some of the bigger name defendants in this case, like actresses Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman, are set to be in court here in Boston next week. But today, a dozen defendants in the college admissions scandal were arraigned, all of them accused of either taking or facilitating bribes. Former URI tennis coach Gordon Ernst, the first of 12 to be arraigned in federal court Monday.
We have no comment. We pled not guilty. We're going to fight it in court.
He pleaded not guilty and declined to comment on a charge that he conspired to commit racketeering as part of the larger admissions scandal where prosecutors allege William Rick Singer helped parents bribe their way into elite college acceptances for their children. On the receiving end of the bribes were coaches and SAT proctors who allegedly helped falsify test scores and athletic ability. Among those in court Monday were USC water polo coach Jovan Vavic and Wake Forest volleyball coach William Ferguson, whose attorney spoke to reporters.
No one was admitted to Wake Forest who didn't earn it as a student and as an athlete. Bill Ferguson does not belong in this indictment.
As for Ernst, prosecutors allege he received $2.7 million in bribes to recruit students to the Georgetown tennis team who weren't competitive tennis players. And Ernst was actually asked to resign from Georgetown after an internal investigation into admissions irregularity. He then got the job at URI. A spokesperson for URI says Georgetown never told the university about this internal investigation. A spokesperson for Georgetown countered, saying it was widely known that he had been on leave and was told he couldn't coach students. Either way, Ernst did resign from URI on Friday. Live in Boston, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.